Now, here's a quick, entertaining one about a guy who really, what it sounds like for the first time, is seeing his girlfriend's true colors. Her true colors when she freaking lost it because he's throwing his brother an end of alimony weekend bash in Vegas. His brother was married, got divorced, got hit with bad alimony, and now the alimony payments are done with that court-appointed, court-ordered amount of alimony. Big bash in Vegas, and his girlfriend's losing her mind over it, and certainly showing him what he needs to deal with in terms of dealing with her. Title: Am I the a-hole for throwing my brother an end alimony party? No. He says here, my older brother and his ex had a rocky marriage before they finally divorced. To be honest, there were enough faults on both of their parts, so no one can claim the higher ground. Because his income was several times of hers, the court awarded her alimony. Well, of course, that's why you don't marry a girl who makes a fraction of what you do. Thankfully, they were married for less than 10 years, so he only had to pay her the alimony for half of those years that they were married. His last payment to her will happen this month, so the guys and I are planning him an end of alimony party for him. That sounds like an awesome party to me. We're planning a week-long stay in Las Vegas at the Wynn, and we'll chip in to fully cover his end. Because we're planning to go at the end of the month, and there are about a dozen guys going, we've been texting and talking to coordinate the trip. That sounds awesome. When the trip was first planned, I told my girlfriend, and she wasn't happy about it. Red flag. She wasn't mad that we were having a guy's trip because we've taken several vacations before without any issues. She was unhappy with the theme and said that it was in bad taste. What's in bad taste is him having to pay that ex of his all that freaking money. That's in bad taste. And so what? But, gee, why doesn't she like this? I want to point out she's his girlfriend, not his wife. And this could make her think, uh-oh, he might think it might be a good idea to get a prenup, or not marry me, or something like this, or this could be my future. I disagree, and we had discussions about it until we agreed to disagree. On Friday, she was using my phone to watch her shows, and one of the guys sent a picture he designed for a shirt we're planning to have him wear on the trip. The gist of the design is that he's free of alimony payments, and he can afford to eat again with some graphics. It was in a group text, and the other guys texted their robust approval. This sent my girlfriend into a rage I've never seen before. Dude, it's time to say goodbye to the girlfriend. If she's losing her mind over this, that tells you everything you need to know. But we're not done yet. He says we got into a huge argument that lasted all weekend. We even had to cancel dinner plans because we had with some friends. I thought our argument was coming to an end, but this morning, while we were getting ready for work, she gave me the silent treatment and completely ignored my questions. So she threw a temper tantrum, you ruined the weekend, you couldn't have dinner with your friends, and now she's switching tactics by giving you the silent treatment. She's not going to communicate and talk, she's just going to pull this shit. Goodbye, take your shit and get the fuck out of my house, we're done. This is not girlfriend material. It's telling you everything you need to know. Basically, she wants me to cancel the trip and admit that we're being terrible people for celebrating something so painful. What, the other girl not getting money forever? I don't want to cancel the trip, and my brother's excited, looking forward to the end of his payments, so I don't see any pain. I honestly don't know why she's so mad, because none of this has anything to do with her. She doesn't even know the ex since they divorced before we even met. Yeah, it's about her, because one day she obviously wants to get married to this guy, no doubt one day, and realizes this might make this guy think about getting a prenup, or this could be my future, or she's probably thinking all these guys are misogynistic. He also says, thanks for reading my post and giving me your insight. I'm going to answer some questions in this little update. Number 1, my brother and his ex both worked during their marriage. He's a dentist and she's a teacher, so their income was unbalanced, which is why she was awarded alimony. Number 2, he didn't actually starve during the alimony years, but his lifestyle was severely impacted. His monthly alimony payments were more than her monthly salary. See? There you go. What a load of bullshit. She had a job. She was comfortable. And I'm sure she got half of the fucking assets, and the value of the house, any money they had in savings, stuff like that. Number 3, there are no kids involved. They did not have children together, so there was no child support. Well, thank God for that. Number 4, the shirt graphic is one of the Monopoly guys pulling both pockets out of his pockets out of his pants and signifying that he's out of money. Number 5, to my knowledge, my girlfriend never met the ex, and I'm not sure she even knows the name of the ex. We meet after my brother's divorce was finalized, and we've been referring to his ex as the ex. We never used her name. And 6, my girlfriend's parents are divorced, and this was back in the day. I don't know anything about their alimony or child support because she doesn't talk about it, and I don't want to be pushy with a sensitive topic. Well, you're going to have a future with this broad. You better darn well know about her history and her family, as I recommend always. But here's the deal. There is no future with this broad. She's an a-hole. Manipulative, freaks out over bullshit, doesn't communicate well. No. He says here, again, thank you for the support. My initial thought was that it had something to do with her parents, but before all this happened. She never let on that their divorce bothered her since I've known her. Some of you pointed out that it could be due to our income gap, and that has made it much more sense to me. Our income gap is at least as much as my brother and his ex, and is probably even greater. If I look at this whole thing from that perspective, then everything makes sense. I don't know what I'm going to do with the party. Smack! You know what you're going to do? Of course you're going to have the party. You're going to go to Vegas for a week with your bros and get drunk and do all sorts of things I probably can't mention on this channel with workers out in Vegas and have a blast. That's what you're going to do. But before you do that, you're going to dump her. Kick her to the curb because you don't need this bullshit. You mentioned here you're dating her and that you make way more money than her. So she's probably realizing, oh shit, my little plan here is not going to work out because this guy's going to connect the dots saying, maybe I shouldn't marry a girl who's making a fraction what I'm making. Or this could be me down the road. There's an idea. Or this girl's going to think he's going to want a prenup and I don't want to give him a prenup. She's a terrible communicator. She's an asshole, a manipulator. End it. Move on, bro. Dump her. Make sure all her crap's out of the house, the apartment that you share, and go off to Vegas and have a blast. But perfect example, a lot of bullshit out there. But at the end of the day, it's not that hard to figure out what's going on here and what to do. Don't ever cancel your plan or something like this because of some girls throwing a temper tantrum. Never, guys. And of course, they lose it when guys start realizing what can happen out there.